So I'm Lianna. I did my undergrad in biomedical engineering at TMU, and I'm now in my master's, also biomedical engineering at TMU. And a fun fact about myself is that I played basketball for 10 years.
So my name is Liam. I did my biomedical engineering undergrad here at TMU, and then went on to do my master's of engineering in biomedical engineering as well. And an interesting fact about myself. My time here at TMU, I still am a big skateboarder, so I don't know how often you see the guys in the pond still, but I was one of those, and it was super fun to be able to do something outside of the classroom.
So for biomed engineering, there's basically three branches that you can kind of go into and work or more schooling, whatever. So signals and systems, which is what I focus on, which is anything that's AI based coding, image processing, medical images. And then there's biomechanics. Biomechanics is robotics, prosthetics, medical equipment. So that's the more I wasn't so super interested in this, more the circuits and hands-on robotics side of it. And then there's biomaterials, which is materials and how they interact with tissues in the human body and creating lab on chip and nanoparticles and drug delivery, things like that. So those are the three main branches. And so in undergrad, you can notice first and second year the courses are very general, but then third year and fourth year you can kind of notice which courses are diving more into those three separate fields.
Yeah, so for biomedical engineering, when I was in high school, I liked science, I guess you could say, but I didn't want to be a straight scientist. I wanted to also be someone who could apply the science, and that's kind of what engineering is, applied science. So I also, not going to say liked math, but math was okay, I was fine with it. So biomedical engineering was sort of the middle ground where I was able to find, I can get my sciences and my bios, and I still kind of interested in that stuff. And then I can also learn a bit more of the mathy and physics stuff in engineering and sort of combine those together. So when I was going to university fairs, I didn't actually even know biomedical engineering existed when I was in grade 12 and 11, for example. It's going to those uni fairs and reading those booklets. I was able to see hey, this exists, and it's kind of a combination, and it might fit what I want to do.
So I'm doing my master's in biomedical engineering, and my specific field is called signals and systems. My thesis is focusing on research using AI to diagnose colon polyp images. So basically, when you get a colonoscopy and you have colon polyps, they take a biopsy, and you can basically detect cancer in these images, and pathologists do this visually. What my thesis is doing is going to create AI to basically detect if there's cancer in these images using computer-aided diagnosis. And obviously this is all engineering, so every engineering skill I've ever learned is being used in this. It's a lot of coding every day. It's a lot of problem solving, which is what I think majority of engineering is, just constant problem solving. Everything, time management, coding, math. It's a lot of the courses that I did in undergrad, signals and systems courses are being used now. So yeah, that's what I'm currently working on.
My current role is I work at a medical device company called Conavi Medical. We are an intravascular imaging company, so we make sort of a whole imaging system for the coronary arteries, which consists of sort of two modalities simultaneously. So we use OCT, which is optical tomography, so laser light beams, and as well as ultrasound imaging combined into sort of one imaging head. I'm specifically working in the research and development department, more specifically on the catheter team. So day to day right now, I'm sort of working on the development of our sort of next generation improved products. We already have one in market that's approved in various regulatory body in those countries, and sort of I'm working on developing the next one, which is super cool. So I'm able to sort of see the product development life cycle right from the start, and hopefully all the way to the end if I'm still there when the product eventually launches.
I'm a planner. So just literally planning, I use Notion, my agenda, things like that, and literally scheduling out my day. Also just not feeling guilty when you need to like take a break. Like it was so hard for me in first year. If I like knew I had so much going on, but I wanted to go out with my friends, like it'd be in the back of my mind. I was like, I should be at home working. Like, just the only way to manage it is by getting what you need to do done and like locking in, but then rewarding yourself by like taking a break in the evening. That's like how it works for me, because in first year I would burn myself out a lot because it was like very overwhelming. And I remember I don't think I saw my friends for like 3 months in like first semester because I was like, I have no time to do anything. But you need to make time or else you're gonna burn out. So yeah, just scheduling, that's what I do. I just like write literally like hourly blocks of my day of like what I'm gonna do. Gym, go to the gym, get that in there. When you're eating lunch, just eat lunch, don't do work, things like that. Yeah.
I think the most enjoyable part of working, I guess, in any engineering field, but specifically the biomedical engineering field, and the work I'm currently doing, is when you get to see the direct impact that the products you're making have on the people you're making them for. So when, in my current example, if we're making sort of imaging devices that physicians are going to be using, it's super cool to know that the work you're doing is directly going, right to the hospital bed, right into a patient procedure, where they're going to have a better chance at a successful whatever procedure that their heart is undergoing. And it's the same, I think, for a lot of other engineers as well. We're developing things that are going to improve people's lives. In the cases of biomedical engineering, maybe it's a little bit more medical focused, but in all types of other engineering, there's mechanical engineering, civil engineering, computer, whatever it is. At the end of the day, you're doing something that can make an impact on people and make a positive impact.
Take breaks. Don't burn yourself out and think that this is everything you need to do 24/7. No, you deserve a break every once in a while. I would say for first year, do not get discouraged, because first year gets very scary, especially like after that first round of midterms when you get your marks back. Like, I remember just feeling down about myself because I had such great marks in high school, and they do lower a little bit when you come to university. And so that's hard, but just everybody's going through the same thing. Like, you don't feel super hard on yourself, like you can't do it. It's just gonna be a transition. First year's rough, it gets better from first year. And just, I would say, learn how to manage your time. You're gonna have to put in a lot of work if you wanna get through this, and I'm sure you already know that though. So just be ready to put in your work, take breaks, and don't feel discouraged in yourself, and you'll be good.
I think you should try to make time for other things. If you just dive into first year only stressing about my calculus midterm, that's like every other week, you have to focus on those. But like I think if you only focus on those, you're going to burn out really quick. I think you need to find some sort of extracurricular group in your first year that is sort of your release, that you enjoy doing outside of the classroom. For me, as I mentioned earlier, I joined this group called Tetra, and that was like super cool. And that was something that I was really interested in, I wanted to do, and that was something I was able to do outside of the classroom to like kind of, keep me leveled, where it's like, yes, I got like a midterm, coming up in a few days, and yes, I'm going to study for it, but hey, I'm also going to make some time in my schedule to do a little bit of this extracurricular thing that I enjoy to do, and then that I get, joy from, and helps other people at the same time. And I think that was very beneficial to sort of keep you sane.